Okay, I love Pokemon, but it's too easy. So I leveled up a team to half the Nuzlocke level cap and walked into the Kanto Pokemon League to fight Lorelei. She leads Dugong as I lead Cloyster, but immediately switched to Lapras. Thanks to leftovers, Shell Armor and Rest, Lapras can stall Dugong out of Surf and Ice Beam. This allows me to switch between all my Pokemon to make sure they gain EXP from Dugong falling, and then switch to Alakazam to set up 6 Carmines and a substitute, allowing me to take the kill with a Psychic. Next up is Lapras, who survives the Psychic, but that's what the substitute is for. But after Lapras falls, I have to switch out for EXP management reasons. I switch to Jolteon, who almost kills Cloyster with a Thunderbolt as Lorelei sets up a Hail. But that's fine, as after Lorelei heals, I can take the kill with 2 more Thunderbolts. Cloyster's only attacking move is Dive, so I was never in any danger. But next up is Slowbro, so I switch back to Lapras to poison with a Toxic, and then stall some more with Safeguard to prevent Yawn and Rest to remain healthy. Last is Jinx, who also can't break my hard shell, so after a Toxic stall I can move on. Next up is Bruno, who leads Onix as I lead Lapras. This Onix has Rock Tomb to slow me down, meaning I can't sit up on this. So instead I set up a Perish Song, switch to Cloyster, and use an Explosion to get a free switch to Jolteon. Now, Onix can kill me with an Earthquake, but because they only have 1 turn of Perish Song left, Bruno has to switch to a second Onix as I hit with a Growl to make sure they can't one-shot Alakazam. Speaking of Alakazam, after Jolteon falls, I send out Snorlax, hit with a Yawn, and sacrifice Mr. Mime to pivot into Alakazam as Onix falls asleep. This lets me set up 2 Carmines as Onix stays asleep, and then one-shot everyone with a Psychic, including the Onix from before, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Machamp. But next is Agatha, so I'm going to need a different strategy. I lead with Lapras, set up a Safeguard, and switch to Snorlax to set up a few defense curls. Now, thanks to my normal typing and immunity ability, Gengar can only hit Snorlax with Confuse Ray. But once Safeguard goes down, Snorlax takes so little damage from Confusion that it's instantly healed by leftovers. This lets me max out my defense and evasion with Defense Curl and Double Team. I don't normally like using Double Team, but I could only get 1 substitute move tutor, so it will have to do to reduce the chance of crits. Once Gengar runs out of Confuse Ray, I can safely use a Belly Drum and then wait for leftovers to heal me back to full HP. And after all that, I need to spam Shadow Ball to hit through Gengar's stupid Double Team. Once that goes through, next up is Golbat, who proceeds to hit me with a Confuse Ray as I strike with a Shadow Ball. I then have to sit through several turns of confusion and flinches before Golbat finally falls. This is why Double Team sucks, by the way. But next up is Arbok, who hits with a Screech before missing a Sludge Bomb. After that is Gengar, who can't hit with a Hypnosis or survive a Shadow Ball. And last is Haunter, whose mean luck is too little too late. Last for the Elite Four is Lance, who leads Gyarados as I lead Jolteon. I hit with a Thunder Wave and then fall to a Hyper Beam. Now from here I need to stall Gyarados out of Hyper Beam. I can do this by hitting with an Encore to force Gyarados to use Hyper Beam, and then spam Substitute. By doing this I can tank all 5 Hyper Beam PP, and use a few hidden power for Chip and then set up a light screen as Mr. Mime falls. This allows me to relatively safely send out Alakazam, who can set up a bunch of Carmines and recover off the damage from Dragon Rage and Bite with Recover and Leftovers. Thanks to Bite being special and no unfortunate critical hits, I can set up 6 Carmines and a substitute and kill Gyarados with a hidden Power Ice. Next up is Aerodactyl, who immediately breaks it with an Ancient Power, but then falls to another hidden power. After that is Dragonite, the only Pokemon who wouldn't fall to a Psychic and the reason for my hidden Power Ice. Oh, and look, Alakazam wants to learn the move Psychic. I will be sure to use that on Lance's 2 Dragonair. If you've enjoyed this video so far, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to see more videos like it. Last is Blue, who leads Pidgeot as I lead Lapras. He sets up a Perish Song as Pidgeot spams Sand Attack. Once my time is up, I switch to Cloyster as Blue switches to Rhydon, allowing me to kill with a Sap. This baits in Venusaur, so I switch to Mr. Mime to set up a substitute as Venusaur tries to kill with a Solar Beam. I can then set up an Encore as they break my substitute, allowing me to spam Substitute to stall them out of Solar Beam. This works because Venusaur is baited into using Solar Beam because I'm frail enough to be killed by a Solar Beam, so the AI will be too impatient to simply wait a turn to set up a Sunny Day to defeat me. This allows me to switch to Alakazam to set up 6 Carmines and a substitute to kill with a Psychic. Next up is Gyarados, who also falls to a Psychic, Arcanine, who can break my substitute with an extreme speed, but it's too little too late, Pidgeot, who returns to see the end of the world, and Alakazam, Alakazam who? Well, that's just rude and anticlimactic. Whatever, I can send out Lapras and survive a hit to set up a Perish song. Lapras falls on the next turn, but from here I can send out Mr. Mime, protect to stall a turn, survive a hit from Psychic, and watch as Blue's Hope drains as fast as his HP. Well, that was fun. But anyway, I'm Lightheart, and always remember that setup moves are just completely broken.